Hello survivors and welcome to a silly Saturday. In today's video I decided I want the only damaging skills to be rot. Now this is a very rotten build and it works extremely well on the necromancer, and the reason for that is his ascension. The abominations also have a rot aura that deals rot damage to enemies around them, so it just worked out really well. Now the runes we are using are going to be purity because we are dealing only rot damage. As you can see from all of our skills, we run skill mastery nature so that we are able to get contagion and swamp bore on the necromancer as well. We're running skill inclination nature so it's easier to get the nature skills whenever we level up. Weapon expert and multicast mastery. Weapon expert's only there so I don't have to worry about trying to find putrefy. We get the summon rats as well as putrefy off the bat. Now I am going to go into an endless mode instead of overlord, and that's because, as you can see in the top right corner, we finished it in a total of 6 minutes, and due to YouTube's policies no, I'm joking. I just thought it would be really cool to show you the visuals of the skills as well, so we're not really doing it on a very high curse intensity. What we are doing is running low curse intensity with the visuals on so that we can see the skills a lot better, because what happens is if we run with the visuals on a higher curse intensity, the bitrate for YouTube is just way too much for it to handle itself, so it lowers the quality and gets very pixelated. So that's why you'll always see when I'm running curse 7 or high overlord runs, I always have the visuals off, not only because of that but also because it becomes a lot harder to dodge enemy attacks and survive as well at the same time with that. So we just got to collect a couple of the abominations. Oh, we actually have one up and running already, and you can see the big ring around him. Again, that ring is going to cause a rot and therefore deal the rot status effect to enemies. So very cool build, very nice thematically, and just color wise not my favorite green, but really cool. Anyway, it's green nonetheless, so I had to do it. We did speak about it yesterday, you know, why I decided that to do that Deathwalker's build, and it was because of Festering Strike being green and just how I have a love for the color green and anything that is green, especially grass. So yeah, I crack myself up sometimes. So I've left the skills on. We could go for something like this over here where it removes all of the rot and poison and deals 200% of the damage instantly. It would be very good to replace Bloodlust with Purging Slam if you wanted to take this build over, you know, other cycles. But for me, I don't actually like these skills, so I stay away from them. I do think there are more rot skills in the game, but I haven't been able to find any of them, so we are sticking to what we have for the moment, and you know, we're just going to go from there. So we don't have a lot of crit, so when we do see the crit chance, we will be grabbing it from there, and we're going to go and upgrade some of our Bloodlust as well, get that cast frequency down as much as possible. We can go there for that. We don't want to grab any of these over here, we just want to get the full effect of purity, and we're going to go and increase everything else that way. Alright, increased damages over there for both of our summons. We can take a bit of life and we're in a good spot. Now I did think I would have to show you a little bit of a trick of what I use to try and get these skills, especially for something like this video where we wanted only rot nature skills, but we had to add 8 skills of nature to the run. I got extremely lucky, so I didn't have to do the trick, but what I'm going to show you is how you do the trick. So let's say I was still looking for some of the nature skills. Unfortunately, there are only 5 banishes. I did use one on banishing Leviathan, but what happens is if we get a skill like here, we've got nature skills that aren't otherwise found on the necromancer. So we've seen Purging Slam quite a lot of times. If we banish Purging Slam, the game is going to add another nature skill that wasn't already part of the 8 that were added with the rune. So what happens is we now have an 8th skill that's new that we didn't have before, so it increases the chances of finding the ones that we want. Now this works especially well on characters that you add a mastery that doesn't have a lot of extra skills in them. So swing is a very bad example because swing has a whack ton of different skills to it. But you also don't want to go and then banish a skill that is that you find on the character all the time. So like poison bolt, there's no point in banishing it because it isn't part of the 8 random skills that were added with the rune, and you're not going to find 8 new ones. You do only want to banish the skills that weren't a part of the character from the beginning. And this is a lot easier now because at the start of the game you can see which nature skills the character is going to have, so you can just take note of them and then be like, okay, I need to get rid of those skills, or skills that I don't see that aren't these ones that are nature. Myself, I was very lucky and I was able to get 5 of the rot skills in the very first encounter or the first cycle, and that just made it a lot easier for me to get everything up and running. But if I didn't get it, you would have seen me going to Overlord first of all, because it is a lot faster than Endless and a lot quicker. But I would have gone Overlord, and then I would have banished some of the nature skills depending on the Overlord cycle I was on and where I was, and also depending on how quickly the build can kill things. But because we've got Summon Rats, and because we've got Summon Boar, and because we've got really decent rot as well as the abominations, and oh my goodness, I have no idea what just hit me there, but that hit really hard. But because we've got all of that, it is very easy for us to deal a lot of damage. But you know, just be careful, because apparently something can smack you and you don't even know what it is. Alright, so we're going to take some block over here. There was nothing better for us to take at the time. We still need a bit more crit, so we're going to go for that. Exposed weakness is beautiful over here. Very good, because again we are running a rot, so that's going to help us there. Our area of effect on contagion does seem to be pretty high already, so I'm going to skip that, and getting some more cast frequency is going to be fantastic as well as just a 5% increased damage. Something to note about the general upgrades, that 5% increased damage is going to increase the damage of our summons. It's going to increase the damage of our abominations. It's going to increase the damage of all of our skills. So sometimes it is well worth taking those the general upgrades as well, especially for you know, when you're playing with minions and when you're playing with these. So although this is a ascension and it doesn't count as a summon tag, he does get all the stats from your character skill tree as well as your character attributes. So if you get general upgrades like general area, general cast frequency and things like that, they will affect your ascensions, and this you know, works for absolutely every single one of the character ascensions. They are like an extension of the character themselves, so they feed off of the character's attributes as well. So sometimes it is very good to get those rare rare general stats like your relentless and things like that, because it's going to help your ascensions as well if you're looking to power those up quite a bit. Alright, we do have 3 of them going up and running, increasing health. Again, that's going to increase the health of everything, including our abominations. Not that we're really worried about anything dying, but it does do that for us. We can't take that. We're going to grab the multicast for nature as well. So I mean, you can start seeing all the explosions. I really do like the putrefy look, those skulls, and when you get even more AoE, it just becomes increasingly insane. And you're going to see now the boss's HP is going to go completely green, and it's just really fun to see that. So really funny over there. Boss gets a whole green life bar. The only time it will stop going green or go from green back to red is after 15 seconds, when all the stacks of rot have you know, completely been used up. But the thing with that is, once the HP is completely green, I do believe after 15 seconds he's going to die anyway, once all of the stacks do land up doing the damage they're supposed to be doing. But there are some cases where you do some rot and it lands up going like running out, or some other things like bleed or burn or poison, and then the actual stacks start to run out because you can kill the boss fast enough with them, and you will end up seeing that the health bar starts going red again. You're like, hang on, it looks like he's healing, but it's actually because the negative effect is running out and not killing the boss in the time. So do keep that in mind as well. Sometimes you're going to get that visual, like a weird visual. It's like there, you could see his red, the health bar started going red again, and that was because of the rot running out. So pretty funny over there. It looks like he's getting healed. Also very weird instance, he landed up getting Doom or Cursed on him. I think it's because we have a chance to apply Doom or Curse just on normal attacks because of our ascension in, well, our skill tree on the Necromancer. So do just be wary of that as well, but it's just something that happens. We don't really, the only thing I could do to kind of help that is to get rid of that skill tree node, and there's no real point to doing that. It doesn't really matter too much. As you can see, we're dealing a huge amount of damage anyway, so we're not too worried there. Alright, one last boss to go, and again, it's been a really fun build. I do think if you don't need or don't want to do high curse, and you want to have your visuals on, this one's quite a fun one. It is, again, not something you want to keep the visuals on for very high curses or high cycles, just because it does, you know, cover the entire screen and make it really hard to see. So I don't think YouTube's going to like this one at the very end either, but you know, we're there, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And there you go again, you could see the red healing happening. It doesn't really matter, boss is dead. So that was it. This was our completely rot build. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed showing you all how it was. Let's see what the damage was like. So the Contagion, Putrefied dealing the most, then Rats and the Swamp Boars. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.